assembled this group of students right here to plan out this entire program for you all. We got this idea at a retreat this past July called Impact 2014. Students, community members, teachers, administrators, and even parents came together to discuss how we can make our schools better. At the retreat, we talked about things like diversity, positive confrontation, adultism, stereotypes, and building positive relationships. And we made some plans for the kind of culture that we want here throughout Lakeview schools. And we want to make each of our schools a place where students and teachers and staff want to come every day and just do whatever we do. And we've committed ourselves to help do this with our fellow students. And you know we have already had positive experiences here because of you. And here are some of those stories. I'll start with my own. Now I'm just assuming, but I'd say you chose this job because you wanted to change someone's life, to inspire them. Well, I'd like to announce that to those of you I was lucky enough to learn from, you have done just that. And to those of you I've missed a personal experience with, know that you have impacted students' lives as well. But there's one teacher out there who has had a profound impact on my life, one who has gone above and beyond for me time and time again. When I walked into my 7th grade English class, I had no idea of my, oh my gosh, I could see her crying already. I had no idea of my potential as a writer. Sure, I knew I was good, but in middle school I thought I was pretty good at everything. I've learned a few things since then, but back to English class. It was there that my passion for writing was sparked. And because I had a teacher who challenged me, expected nothing but the best, and who forged a meaningful relationship with me, my skills developed tenfold. So I'd like to take a moment and honor her for everything she has done for me and for shaping me into the person I am today. Thank you, Mrs. Van Hoos. And next up, Ms. Erin Smith.
Well, my personal story is about a janitor. I met this one janitor lady my freshman year. My siblings and I would often stay after school for clubs, and that's when she would be out cleaning. Her and my brother would always say hi and chit-chat a little when she would clean. We would talk about a lot of things. She would always ask my brother about how robotics was in the competitions. Fast forward into my sophomore year, we were still chatting after school. After conversing with her for a year, I really felt like she was such a quality person and janitor. I honestly looked forward to after-school activities. But one day, when school had just got out, I was walking out of A wing by the elevator and spotted her with her belongings in a box in one arm and a boom box in the other. She looked so sad and heartbroken. I stopped by her side and asked her what was going on. As she told me that she was being let go and the reason why she was being let go, tears welled up in her eyes. I was so confused. In my opinion, it was something so little that she was being let go for. I didn't know what to say, so I gave her a big hug because I knew she needed one. The last thing that she said to me was, "Send me a picture of your brother's robotics robot. I want to see it when it's done." These being her last words as an employee at the high school really stuck with me because it showed me that she really genuinely cared about students. She didn't even work here anymore, but she cared about his success. And it really showed me that not only do teachers care about us, but so do janitors, so yeah.
Imagine having your teacher quit after only 1 week with you. Scared because you like the teacher, but also curious as to who is going to fill their spot. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't express how happy I am that the teacher for a week quit, because if they didn't, I would have never met a teacher. I would have never met a teacher so loving and so happy to be with 18 third graders stuck in a teacher's lounge, half the size of a regular classroom. Little did I know that this woman would become a role model and someone I loved very dearly. Even in 3rd grade, she expected so much and went above and beyond what any teacher I had before. I always loved going into her classroom because her bright smile, she always had a bright smile no matter what her mood was. That smile has stuck with me through these years. She helped me gain a love for school and has shown me how to work hard for the things I really want. Even as I go back and visit her 9 school years later, she still teaches me some pretty amazing lessons. Though she may usually wear black, Miss Stone always has a colorful personality. Thank you for thank you for being my teacher and my friend even as I go to my senior year.
Okay. So when you're a volleyball player and you come out to tryouts your freshman year, you're told by upperclassmen to be in the gym at least 15 minutes before tryouts actually start, to always wear closed-toed shoes to the gym, and to always wear your wristbands. everywhere. The summer of 2011 was when I met my coach, Heather Sawyer. Never did I imagine that volleyball tryouts would be where I meet one of the most influential people in my life today. If you don't know Coach Sawyer, she's very hardcore, very passionate about what she does, and she is someone who believes in hard work and training. As an underclassman, I never understood why we couldn't wear open-toe shoes in the gym, or why we had to wear our wristbands. But we wear closed-toed shoes because you never know when you're going to step on a nail. And the wristbands help us perform and help us perfect our passing. So after 4 years with Coach Sawyer, you slowly start to learn her ways of thinking, or you think so anyway. So she's always there to give advice about college, or what college I should apply to right now, and other life choices. She constantly tells me how to believe in myself, and that she constantly tells me that she does believe in myself and how successful I'm going to be in the future. And she believes in every one of her students that they will be successful in the future. And when she realizes that someone might be going the wrong way or the wrong path, there's this one thing that she always says to us while we're playing. I'm going to try to say it just like how she would say it, or close, hopefully. Which one of you are going to pull somebody by the shorts and drag them across the finish line? I know she says that because if none of us did, she would be the one to drag us by our shorts. And not only drag us, but run with our shorts across the finish line, because she would do just that. In my experience and career as a Lakeview Spartan, I'm truly honored and thankful to say that out of all of the teachers I have had the chance to work and learn from, every one of you have done just that, and I know you would do that for each and every one of your students. And I'm proud to say that I'm a Lakeview Spartan, and I want to give out a big round of applause to you guys.
First grade, man, those are the days. Everyone's excited, they get to read and learn. Everyone talks about going to high school and to college, but just think back to first grade for a second. That's the time when you get to read and you get to learn how to read. But for me, it wasn't so easy. I had an awful time learning how to read. But that's when I met Mrs. Guzak. She was an aide at our school, and she'd worked with me all the time, patiently and hard, until I knew how to read. But not only did I not know how to read, I loved to read. I did so well for the rest of my career. I was never able to thank Mrs. Guzak, so I want to thank all of you. Thank you for finding a student who has a weakness, who can't do something, who doesn't want to do something, and turning that weakness into a passion, into something that they love to do. So thank you. So now you've heard the influence that you guys can have on all of us and the students that sit in your classroom every day. But sometimes the experiences in your classrooms, in the offices, in the lunch lines, on the buses, on the athletic fields, they don't match what you intend them to. Sometimes the actions of your words can be frustrating. They don't match what you intend. Often we end up talking past each other rather than to each other. So this morning, we want to stand up and say to you that we want to be part of a process that leads to meaningful relationships across our school district. We want to treat you guys better. We want to ask you guys to treat us better as well. We want students to care about their classmates and teachers to care about their colleagues. We want everyone in our school, from the lunch staff to the janitors, to the bus drivers, to the students, to the principals, to the superintendents, and to you, the teachers, to be part of something greater than we are today. And so let us begin. We have a list of expectations for us to work on in the days and the months to come. The first one is understanding. We expect you to realize that sometimes we have our own complicated lives, just like you guys do. Sometimes your class just isn't going to be my top priority. My priority might be working a late shift, taking my siblings to school because my parents work their third shift. Realizing that next week I have to pay my lunch bill myself, or worrying that even if I just want to fit in, or just simply if a boy likes me. Take a minute to understand us before you judge us.
Next is Hear Us. We expect you to listen to our opinions, especially when we are working together on an issue that directly affects us. Most times there are 2 or 3 or 4 different versions of a story, and sometimes we feel ours isn't heard.
Build positive relationships. We expect you to smile, say hi to us, talk to us. We are interesting, and we know you are too, so open up. Tell us who you are and not what you think you're supposed to be.
Trust us. We expect you to think higher of us. We know that some students do things that would cause you to have second thoughts about what we might do when you turn your back. We want you to help stop destructive behaviors from students, but we also want you to know that we don't all want to cause havoc. Don't judge us all by the actions of few. So, sure, sometimes we might spill the finger paint in a 3rd grade class, or throw a snowball outside the middle school, or even get suspended. Our character is not defined by some of the few mistakes we make. We are counting on you to help us through those mistakes and be better for it.
Acknowledge and embrace all of our differences. We expect you to realize that diversity is our strength, not our weakness. The group of African American guys hanging out next to the library lockers are not doing anything wrong. The Burmese student who keeps nodding in your class might not actually understand the words you're saying. The girl crying at her locker isn't crying over a breakup with her boyfriend, but because her brother got shipped off to Afghanistan. The kid that came without their supplies may not be able to afford them. The special ed student will add something to your class and is not a burden to you. All of these are examples we have seen at one or more of our schools. We all had something very important to our Spartan culture, and we need to acknowledge and embrace all of us. Those from the numbered streets, those that live on the lake, school of choice students, foreign exchange students, college-bound students, the artists, the musicians, the athletes, the extroverts, the introverts, the black, the white, the yellow, the straight, the gay, the questioning, the girls, the boys, the staff, the teachers, the principals, the secretaries, the lunch staff, the bus drivers, the librarians, the janitors. We are all Spartans.
And so now we have a challenge for you. On your way out of breakfast today, we ask you to sign a pledge. It reads, I believe enough in the students of Lakeview Schools to commit myself to creating a culture where everyone, no matter who they are or where they come from, feels welcome and safe in all of our schools. Thank you for your attention, and we know that together we will have a great school year.